Animating the camera in Cinema 4D can be a very daunting task. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and animate this camera around to 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So I'm going to select the camera and I'm going to zoom up on number 1 here. And I want to make sure that I'm at 0 and I want to lay a keyframe down there. Now I'm going to go to 20 and I'm going to come over here to 2. And I'm going to say that this is where I want to be at 2. Make sure I have my camera selected. Come back over here, Command or Control click, lay the keyframe down there. Now I'm from 0 to 2. Let's go to 40. And we'll come over here. And we'll get over here to 3. Let's go over here. And let's say we want to get there. We need to make sure that we go back to our camera, because right now if we lay a keyframe down, we're going to lay it down on the 3. So let's go back to the camera, Command or Control click. And now let's go to 4. And we'll come over here. And let's say that that's where we want to be. We'll just go around it a little bit like that. Now we have to make sure we have the camera selected again, Command or Control click. And we clicked another keyframe. Now, if we go through this animation, that is not what we expected at all. Okay? So, animating the camera can be very difficult and time-consuming. But there is a better way, and that's the camera morph. Let me go ahead and just delete this camera. And I'm going to go back to 1. I'm going to get set up on 1 the way that I want to. I'm going to frame it up here. Say that that's what I wanted to do. I'm going to create a camera. I'm going to call this Cam 1. And I have it right there. Now I'm going to go outside of this camera by clicking the little icon here. And I'm going to come over here. So I'm sort of leaving this camera behind. And I want to come up to the 2. I'm going to get that framed up the way I want. Maybe something like that. I'm going to create another camera. And I'm going to pull this down. I'm going to call this Cam 2. Go in there. All right. We'll leave that camera. We'll come over to 3. And let's say that we want to sort of have this angle for the 3. We'll create another camera. Pull that down. Call this Cam 3. And we'll do that one more time for number 4. And let's say that we want to be on this one, sort of like that. We'll create another camera, pull this down, call it Cam 4. All right. So let's take a look at the scene that we have here now. So if we just pull out so that we can see everything, we can see that we have our cameras lined up on each one of our numbers, 1, 2, 3, and 4. What I can do now is select all of my cameras, come up here to create camera morph. And that's going to create this new camera morph camera. And I have all this information here in my attribute manager. So now I can select in here. And this is going to take me to the first camera. And I have this blend option. So if I run through the blend, you can see it goes through each one of my cameras. It's blending from camera 1 to camera 2, camera 3, and camera 4. So now I can start here, Command or Control click on the blend at 0. And from 0 to 20, let's say that I want to blend from 1 to 2. I can put another keyframe there. And then from 20 to 40, I can blend further down the line. Put a keyframe there. And then at 60, we blend to the end. Put a keyframe there. So now if we just run through this, you can see we're going from 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now obviously you'd want to work with this and set this up a little bit better than this, but this is just to show you how it's working. You also have these interpolation methods. So right now we have soft 1 selected. You could have linear, which is a much harder interpolation method, and soft 2, which is a much smoother interpolation method. Okay? So if you're using multiple cameras in your scene and you're having a little problem with the normal cameras, just trying to animate those by hand, I suggest that you try and use the Morph camera. It's a great way to animate the camera here in Cinema 4D.